In this video, we want to talk about Delta, and they announced their earnings last week, and their earnings revealed that they were heavily affected by the CrowdStrike outage back in July. In addition, what they said for the fourth quarter, they anticipate a revenue hit as they anticipate less travel before and after the elections. So, with that said, this is the monthly chart. You can see down below we had a great opportunity to buy during the pandemic lows. And price is now in a nice uptrend as you have higher highs and then higher lows. And I'm targeting the $55 level. Why? That's the origin of the strong move lower, which actually sent price all the way down to $20. Scrolling to the weekly chart, you can see those higher highs and higher lows a bit better. And the area that I'm targeting, why the $56 level? See that gap? We're going to call that weekly sellers at $58. Let's scroll down to the daily chart before we look at this video, which we'll get into the actual earnings results. And if you see this rally, basing candles and then the rally out, that would be daily buy levels at $47. So again, look for your target, look for price to move higher. Let's get into the actual earnings results.
He's reporting quarterly results. Phil LeBeau joins us right now. He's got the numbers. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Becky, this is a miss on the top and the bottom line for the third quarter for Delta Airlines. The company earning $1.50 a share. The estimate on the street was $1.52. We're going to talk more about this in just a little bit. Revenue coming in at $14.59 billion, just shy of the expectation of $14.67 billion. Let's talk about that $1.50. It is shy of the expectations by 2 cents. But Delta says there is a 3-cent hit in that $1.50 due to Hurricane Helen, 3 cents that many analysts may not have factored in. Nonetheless, it is a miss at $1.50 versus $1.52. Delta's revenue per seat mile in the third quarter, negative 3.6%. Cost per seat mile up 5.7% with an operating margin of 9.4%. Cash flow, there was free cash flow, positive free cash flow of $95 million. Fuel costs for the quarter down 9% compared to the same quarter last year. Now for the guidance for the fourth quarter. Delta expecting to earn between $1.60 and $1.85. The consensus out on the street going into this report was $1.71, so that's within that range there. Fourth quarter revenue expected to rise between 2 and 4%. With an increase in the operating margin compared to the fourth quarter of last year. This quarter, the fourth quarter, is expected to have an operating margin of 11 to 13%. We are going to be talking with Ed Bastian exclusively coming up in 1 hour. We'll talk about the fourth quarter. We'll talk about the impact of these hurricanes and really what he sees as the setup as we head into the all-important holiday travel season. But again, in terms of the third quarter, guys, this is a miss on the top and the bottom line by Delta, with it earning $1.50 compared to the street expecting $1.52. Back to you.
Hey, Phil, I would guess margins are a big question. Why the cost per mile went up so significantly in the last quarter? I'm trying to figure out what oil prices did during that time.
They said fuel costs were down. So
oil prices
doesn't make,
fuel costs were down.
So
yeah, a number of factors in there. And obviously, we should also point out, this is separate from what we saw with the CrowdStrike. That was a 45-cent impact. That was factored into the estimates by the analysts. They're still working that out. One of the topics we'll be talking with Ed Bastian about. But yeah, CrowdStrike is not included in this $1.50 earnings in the third quarter.
And then I guess the other question is why they think the operating margins will improve in the fourth quarter, what they see happening there.
Sure.
Right now, it looks like the
with
stocks,
Ed about that.
Right. Right now, it looks like the stock's off by about 4.5%, and we'll see how that shakes out between now and then.